In Jeff's book, he writes this little paragraph that I thought was very interesting and will get us into the topic. Now, I'm asking you these questions too. Do you find yourself wondering how long we have before our country collapses? Has that ever struck your mind? Have you felt the moral ground beneath you eroding away what's left of our national character and identity? Some of you are parents going to school, you're saying to the teachers, I don't like what you're teaching our kid. You're getting arrested. And so what do you think about that? Has it become clear to you that a basic Judeo-Christian worldview, along with common sense decency, are now becoming obsolete and unwanted? Are the words of the prophet Isaiah more specifically applicable to us now than at any time in our nation's experience? What did Isaiah actually say? He said, woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who substitute darkness for light and light for darkness, who substitute bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Can you see that? Do you feel that? Now, let me ask you, Jeff, since you wrote this book, are we coming toward the end of America? And I'll let you start anywhere you want. I could pick out what I think, but let me ask you to start with, how did you get into this book?
I simply looked at my own country, and I saw our country in massive decline, both spiritually and morally. And those are two of the big categories that we see happening today in our country. You look over history, you see that countries are conquered for various reasons, but you also see from a biblical standpoint, John, that many countries suffered their demise because of the way they treated Israel, based on God's promise to Abraham in Genesis 12:3. I will bless those who bless you, I will curse those who curse you. But what about other nations and their relationship with God? Is there any sort of agreement that God has with them? And I think under just a sense of common grace and common decency and the morals that God has revealed to all man, that there is a responsibility that every nation has before God. But specifically in our country, I think there are two basic ways we're seeing America here. First is the decline spiritually. Right now we're at some of the lowest levels of church attendance in American history. 150,000 churches have closed in the past 20 years, and they're closing faster and faster. Churches are shrinking, many of them are. But also the highest number of spiritual groups that are growing in America are what are called the nones, N-O-N-E-S. And those are a group of people who have no spiritual affiliation whatsoever. They're the highest growing group right now. We've cast God out of our schools. We've told God we don't want Him in our government. We don't want Him in our marketplace. We don't want Him in entertainment. We don't want Him in our education system. And basically it's mirroring, John, exactly what Romans chapter 1 says, where it says, after looking at creation, it says, for even though they knew God, they did not honor Him as God or give thanks, but they became futile in their speculations, and their foolish heart was darkened. So what we see here is a spiritual principle that when we reject the basic idea of God as creator, God says, I will dim the lights on your understanding of reality, of humanity, of origins, of sexuality. And that follows with the decline morally and the decay morally. And so what do we see in our country, John? We see a sexual revolution that has led to a homosexual revolution. Now there's confusion about gender. There's the legalization of gay marriage. And even today, you can't even say a man can't have a baby without being attacked or without being canceled. So all these things, we've turned everything inside out. We've lost our moral moorings. And because of that reason, God says you're under the penalty of judgment.